You cannot accuse me of insurrection. I was a victim of the January 6th riot just as much as any other member of Congress. Finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen.
There's a quote I quite like. It's by William Shenstone, an English poet, who said, "A liar begins with making falsehood appear like truth and ends with making truth itself appear like falsehood." Now, he didn't know Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, he was lucky in that way. But he could have just as well been describing her with this quote, especially in regards to her despicable attempts to victimize and then recuse herself of any wrongdoing in regards to her very prominent role in the January 6th insurrection.
And yes, our law enforcement officials, and every one of them that I've talked to, almost to a person, has said Marjorie Taylor Greene is not who they want representing them. So yes, this campaign is about Marcus Flowers, not MTG. Thank you.
Joshua, it's your turn.
I need a rebuttal to that. You cannot accuse me of insurrection. I was a victim of the January 6th riot just as much as any other member of Congress. That was the third day I had on the job. I had nothing to do with what happened there that day, and I will not have you accuse me of that. That is wrong of you to do. You're lying about me, and you will not defame my character in that manner.
Did Joe Biden win the election, Congresswoman Greene?
Joe Biden is the president of the United States.
Absolutely,
Marcus.
But you pushed a big lie that said he did not win the election.
There was election fraud.
And you drove those people to the Capitol on January 6th with your lie.
We're going to move on. Josh Rowe, it's your turn to ask a question to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
We have FOIA evidence of proof of election fraud that came out.
Excuse me. We're ready to move on to the next question for you.
He's not going to accuse me of a crime.
Would you like your question? Would you like your question?
Yes, ma'am, I would. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
But while her opponent Marcus Flowers successfully pressed back with words, we'd like to piggyback off of that with this. Roll the tape.
If we flood the Capitol building, go inside. You cannot accuse me of insurrection. The people who breached the Capitol on January 6th are being abused. I was a victim of the January 6th riot just as much as any other member of Congress. Tomorrow on January 6th, I'm very excited. This is our 1776 moment. That was the third day I had on the job. I had nothing to do with what happened there that day, and I will not have you accuse me of that. Just finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session. January 6th objection. That is wrong of you to do. You're lying about me, and you will not defame my character in that manner. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board, and we already have a lot of people engaged.
Did Joe Biden win the election, Congresswoman Greene?
Joe Biden is the president of the United States.
Absolutely.
Marcus. President Trump won by a landslide.
But you pushed a big lie that said he did not win the election.
We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. There was election fraud.
You drove those people to the Capitol on January 6th with your lie.
You can't allow it to just transfer power peacefully or being abused.
This is our 1776 moment.
You see, when Marge isn't pushing the debunked and outright dangerous Great Replacement theory,
Joe Biden's 5 million illegal aliens are on the verge of replacing you. Replacing your jobs and replacing your kids in school. And coming from all over the world, they're also replacing your culture. And that's not great for America.
You'll find her doing backflips in a desperate attempt to minimize her all too apparent role in riling up her MAGA base to take to the streets on January 6th. I mean, this is how she described it.
1776 moment.
It's not just her words on tape, but her texts on screen. But during this debate, when it seemed like Marge had no way out, she did something that not even her harshest critics could have predicted. She played the husband, I'm so sorry, soon-to-be ex-husband card.
My husband has
Marjorie
proof of it.
Taylor Greene.
We have FOIA.
I mean, wow. It must be true if he has the evidence. I mean, maybe we should get his evidence together with Mike Lindell's and Alex Jones and then present it to the Ministry of Magic and see what happens.
Do you stand by that?
Boy, that was a lot. And God bless you, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And I have to say, I think Marcus Flowers did exactly what he should have done in this debate. He rose above everything and just allowed an unhinged, unfit train wreck of a person and political figure to destroy herself.
If you truly believe that I'm praying for you. You know, I believe in this country. I believe in our democracy. And I believe in standing up for human rights. People come up to me every day and tell me how they feel attacked by you. And yes, I'm talking about children in our LGBTQ plus community. Every day, Congresswoman Greene, seniors, Latinos, blacks, men and women, every day. This is how she treats the people of Northwest Georgia and the people of America. Attacks, constantly attacking.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs, It Wasn't Rigged, You're Just a Loser, at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.